I continue to come across people who are seeking help with their athleticism or with some injury or pain, and they're just essentially untrained in key areas, right? So, like, you struggle to put momentum into your approach jump. Okay, well, have you had a history of doing plyometrics and sprinting? No, you lift and you do slow 2-foot approaches. Okay, so you're untrained in a key area. You struggle to jump off one leg. Okay, well, are you getting consistent 1-foot jump practice even though you're bad at it? And again, are you doing sprints and plyometrics over time? No, you're not. You just play your sport and you lift weights. Okay, so you're neglecting a key area. You can't deadlift because your back hurts. All right, well, have you done some back exercises as a way to try to make it stronger and try to work towards deadlifting? No, you haven't. You just avoid deadlift. Okay, so you're just leaving your back untrained, right? It's just like really simple solutions that people are neglecting. So this is why I continue to share simple message like athletes need to sprint, jump, plyo, change direction, and get strong, right? Because the fact is, so many people are just not doing those things. And training is hard enough, even if you are doing the right things. There's plenty of difficulties that come up. You know, you got to recover, you got to manage all those different training stresses, you got life that gets in the way. There's all sorts of nuance to the training process, even when you are doing the right things. But if you're not doing the right things, you're just not even attempting. You're just not even giving yourself a chance. So, athletes, let's step our game up. Working out is not speed training. I can't tell you how many times I've had an athlete come back to me for training after a hiatus, and they've been working out a lot, right? Playing their sport, lifting weights, doing conditioning, and yet their speed is substantially down compared to some previous time when they were training speed more intentionally, more effectively. Okay, so all that working out is not the same thing as speed training. Getting fast is not easy. Doesn't happen by accident. There's a reason that very few athletes reach a high level of speed even though they work out for their entire career, right? It's not easy. Now, you will get some short windows of opportunity where development can happen fast, right? So you have the adolescent growth spurts, for example. You have whenever somebody first starts doing linear speed training, sometimes they can get faster pretty quickly. And then some people will have an experience where they're getting a lot stronger in a short period of time, and it's making them a lot faster in their acceleration. Okay, so you have some short windows like that, but outside of that, getting fast is not easy. You have to prioritize it in your training. You have to put a fair amount of work into it, and you need a lot of consistency over time in order to get the adaptations that you need. Okay, so you need a good big picture plan that prioritizes speed. You can't just do whatever, right? It's actually a pretty narrow path that you have to walk to keep getting faster over time. Okay, and that's true even for teenagers, right? I've heard so many times people say, like, oh, well, young kids or teenagers, like, they can do whatever and they'll get faster. That's just objectively not true. Okay, I've seen it 1,000 times over. Even young kids, even teenagers, they can work out a lot and not get faster. Okay, because working out is not speed training. I've posted a couple times recently about general strength training and speed development. And the responses I get on this show me that this is still a controversial topic. Okay, so here's the thing. General strength training can help athletes sprint faster. It can also make people slower. Okay, both of those statements are true. I'm sorry, but this just is not a simple black and white topic. It is the beautiful, complex puzzle called training transfer. This is a massive topic. I obviously can't sum it up in one sentence, but I think that one reasonable guideline is this. The more specific ability you develop, the more that general strength will transfer. So, for example, let's say a kid grows up playing speed sports starting from a young age. and also picks up track and runs that for several years, and then gets to age, let's say 17 or 18, so full grown now, and hasn't done much strength training, that athlete is likely primed to experience some major benefits from general strength development. Okay? Because there's been 10 plus years of specific speed development before even starting to pursue strength. So there's probably going to be some short term, some quick benefits in speed even. Now, over the long term, in order for general strength to continue to reap rewards, it will have to be kept in its appropriate place in the program, have to be managed well, and have to be periodized well. Okay? It's not always going to be as simple as just get stronger, get faster. Now, a different example. Let's say a kid plays speed sports, but maybe is a little bit less talented in the speed department, and then at age 12 starts strength training and gets into that and starts putting an emphasis on that. And maybe in the early going, there is some signs that strength training is producing some positive results in speed. But by the time this athlete gets to 17, 18, they now are quite strong. Let's say they have over a double body weight back squat, but their speed is still average. This is a context in which more general strength training is probably, it's not just going to not transfer, it's probably going to actually interfere with this athlete getting faster. Okay, so many different scenarios exist, and people will have oversimplified takes like strength training doesn't transfer to speed. Or on the other side of the spectrum, like if you want to get faster, you have to get stronger. Okay? Or maybe sometimes there's more nuance, right? So people will say, squat strength only translates to speed up to 1.7 times body weight. Or increasing strength makes your acceleration better, but it doesn't improve your maximum velocity. I think all of these statements can be true. And I don't blame people for holding these views based on their experiences. But I don't think any of the statements are reliably true across the diverse athlete population. So in the end, we can't be attached to any one sentence training philosophy, right? We have to embrace the uncertainty and be willing to figure things out as we go in each individual situation. Now, if anyone needs help with that, you can hit me up for a consultation, or I am now doing one-on-one online coaching for speed.